During the early 1970s, symphonic folk hybrids were everywhere. But one of the most lavish and developed examples hailed from the Pacific Northwest band Providence, a six-piece originally from Boise, Idaho, and based in Portland, Oregon by the time of their 1972 Threshold release, Ever Since the Dawn, and from that album the track Smile. Major 7 chords, La, C, C major 7, La, yeah.
Look at all the trees, happy hands to knees, blowing, blowing breezes, smile, smile. Harmonic laughter, glowing, showing afternoon rays through the past, smile, smile.
Try and take apart all the layers we were just hearing. We were hearing like that filigree, light ivory filigree of the piano, the acoustic guitar. Like there's this picture of them, like out in the country setting. One playing like a cello, a violin. We got several string instruments, guitar, piano. No drums, but just beautiful as kind of a rhythmless, lyrical, lush symphonic. That violin. Hear the Glockenspiel. Okay, let me introduce some of the people that we're hearing. Cello, vocals, percussion, recorder, Tim Tompkins. Guitar vocals, Andy Guzie. Lead vocals, piano, Autoharp, Harpsichord, electric piano, RMI, organ. Bartholomew Bishop. I love that name, Bartholomew. It has kind of a real old world ring to it. Kind of I don't know, like 16th, 17th century type ring to it. Viola, violin, vocals, Tim Tompkins. Violin, vocals, Glockenspiel, Jim Cockey. Bass vocals, Bob Barriatua. Yeah, produced by Tony Clark.
To explain.
love that bridge just as much as I love the main part. But then again, this song had so much going for it. It's got that beautiful like major seventh kind of very very rhythmic, even though it's drummerless. You know, main section dun 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 dun, dun. And then it's got that bridge in like D minor, like A minor, something dun dun dun, and then it's got the instrumental section and just so much like light layers like. So much acoustic richness. Let's hear another track from the album, Behold a Solar Sonnet. Hear that real thick sound that those strings are creating, and then I love how that bass is coming in all like melodic and fluid.
Blinding motions of light as the wind blows. The sky is unfolding, behold and be hailed. Music pours from the sun as the snow grows. The lyrics are clear as the dome, so we hail.
Got some major sevenths in here, going through some flats and sharps. Major sevenths.
Children, your mother is calling, begging you back to the home. Mother, your children are calling.
Listen just to the richness of those strings, just that chamber atmosphere. They alternate like sections with kind of conventional chords like A A A G G G C C C D A A like that, and then they go through this section of these flats and sharps, and covering a lot of key centers.
Blinding portions of light as the wind blows. The sky is unfolding, behold and be hailed. Music pours from the sun as the snow grows. The lyrics are clear as the dawn, so we hail.
Ah, beautiful. That was Providence with Behold a Solar Sonnet, the epic concluding track on their 1972 album Ever Since the Dawn, released on Threshold, the Moody Blues imprint. And ironically released the year that the Moody Blues went, oh, kind of on hiatus. They put out their album Seventh Sojourn, and then uh, went into a holding pattern for half a decade. I'm wondering if they saw this band as kind of their heir apparents at the time. Suitable. This band though is very original. I mean, I've heard a lot of folk and symphonic folk hybrids from this period. The way this band this band had much more of a string section element to them, much more of it, and yet they don't sound really like what they don't go for that more striking kind of harsh sound that bands that had that chamber component. Even some folk bands I like none of the chamber folk acts from Quebec or Belgium or France really come to mind, or Continuum, like from the UK, is just and because this band just went for a real gentle sound, and yet it was also very classy, very elegant, very rich in history and poeticism, stretching back to a few centuries. It shows like in their aesthetics and the whole packaging of the album. The cover art, of course, is beautiful. Within this circular mirror, it's got that woodsy. It's got that wooden outer frame, which was a common design scheme of the period, and through the round window or the round cutaway, we have a view of Mount Hood. And I was really surprised. I had the record in my possession for a while before I noticed that, because originally, before I had any information available about this band, I assumed they were English. Being on Threshold and all that, I would have never suspected that the Moody's would have connected with a band from my region, as a matter of fact. But I recognized that, and I thought, that's Mount Hood. And I looked on the back, and yep, indeed it is. And I thought, how would an English band have thought of Mount Hood, or heck, let alone even really been all that aware of Mount Hood? But it turned out, the pride of Portland, Oregon, the pride of the greater Portland area, as a matter of fact. And indeed, they were from the area. And I don't know what these musicians did afterwards. It seems a lot of talent to just be confined to a single album. But looks like Bartholomew Bishop appeared on albums by Ellen Clark of the Hollies, appeared on a 1980 album by Ellen Clark, appeared on Billy Thorpe's East of Eden's Gate, appeared on Ted Nugent's 1982 album. Some people I know about just not this. Oh, he has a writing credit, according to Discogs, on a Whackers album, a Canadian pop rock band. Let's see, some of the other talented guys on this. Tim Tompkins. Well, Tim Tompkins had a few credits within the Threshold, within the Moody's camp. Appeared on the Blue Jays album, the Justin Hayward, John Lodge, and appeared on Justin Hayward's Songwriter album. I did a video on a track like that, One Lonely Room, a few months ago. Yeah, got some really good songs on there. And it looks like some of these other guys only did, Jim Cockey. Oh, the same. Looks like a few of these people. Quite a few. It makes sense. Quite a few a few of these people appeared on the Blue Jays album and on Songwriter. So kind of were in the orbit of some of the Moody Blues members, while the Moody's themselves, while the Moody's nameplate was in a holding pattern. Yeah, so I guess Providence were kind of seen, at least by some of the members, by Hayward and Lodge anyway, as kind of heir apparents of the Moody's, almost like an ersatz Moody's in some way. Although this band has so much going for them of their own, and have a sound that's rather distinct, much more a stronger folk and classical element, because much more of like an in-house, like chamber, like classical element and folk element, like where, because the Moody's, bear in mind, were basically a rock band that did some collaborative albums with orchestra. Well, did one collaborative album with orchestra, and then used like the mellotron to get that symphonic sound on subsequent albums. And yeah, but the comparisons can only go so far. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the Providence album, see the 1972 album directory linked below, with more than 1,000 titles from that incredible year, including this album, as well as similar, other folk and symphonic folk albums from the year, like Subway and many more. And like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the tracks that we heard, the layers, the instrumentation, the richness of it all. Maybe you caught some fragments of the lyrics that stood out to you. And anyway, until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-travel tri-maximalist, signing off.